Guys, here we have it, game 6. This is finally it. We got it set up now. Tato's in the blue. Now, I'm hoping Tatoh was in the blue for the previous games. I believe he was. I'm just trying to remember because this is a wreck now. It's Nomad, and it's Indians for Tatoh. And I'm just going to confirm it is Mayans. It is Mayans for Melkor. So, Nomad's pretty interesting. We've seen a lot of interesting things this tournament. And I'm really going to focus on what's going on here. So, our Indians, obviously, I have not seen, I don't cast a lot of Nomad, and I have not cast a lot of Indian Nomad, so I don't know how they'll fare in comparison to Mayans, but the obvious thing is that Melkor has an extra villager here. He's already putting that dock up. Looks like Tato's gotten his up first in a good position. We'll have to see. Both players having good docks. Now we'll look at the TC positions. There, it looks like Melkor already has his up, has some nice deer, can utilize the shorefish there if he needs to. Even more deer there. Any boars around? Well, he has a lot of gold. That's one thing I noticed. No stone for him, and as we wait for Tato's TC to be placed, we'll talk a little bit about the towers. In the first 5 games, obviously the towers were just getting to be ridiculous, and Melkor complained about it a lot in between games, but it wasn't so much him saying, hey, you're using a noob strat or anything. It was just that, hey, this is overpowered. And I think that is the case, but because there's no stone here for Melkor, he's going to have to be careful, because both players know that that's a good strategy. That's a strategy that can be used and can be effective. And we'll have to see what these players choose to do. As Tatoh, that TC spot is not the greatest. I mean, look at this TC, guys. Up on the hill, right next to the wood, okay. But he has no boars. I think he has 2 sheep coming back, but they're going to run into Melkor's TC. And I mean, he has fishing ships, but that's going to be really, really bad for him. Oh, very, very frustrating to see this. If you look at all the gold generation, it's all right next to the town centers here. Town center of Melkor, all the gold's up here. And this is what happens on Nomad, which is why it's pretty much an unfair map. While Melkor doesn't have any boars, he has a lot of deer. He could even build another dock here for fishing if he wants to. I mean, he is just so far ahead. Melkor can go for a snooze and still be ahead. We'll see what Tatoh chooses to do. I'm going to actually speed it up, because I can, because this is a wreck. And we'll see what happens. Yes, Marthy TC detected. That's true, that's true. We don't bring that up around here anymore, Dave. Because bad things happen. It takes a long time for that to be forgotten once it's said. Tatoh says, bring me back my sheeps. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Melkor says, is that a rule? Tato's like, no, I was joking. That's funny. That's funny.
Namaste.
Take a look at the fishing ships. Tato's just going to get his one out. He's going to run out of food, though. That's going to be disappointing for him. Me scouting around with the villager guys, but all he's going to find is the berry bush. I'm not going to find any deer, no boars. This is as unlucky as it gets. I mean, he did choose to come this direction. If you look at where his villagers started, he started up here. It could have been better for him if he placed a town center up in this direction next to gold and everything. But currently, there's no gold on this side of the map for him. There is some stone, so my guess is he's going to be going for stone at some point. If he has no gold, why not trust, right? We'll see what Tatoh chooses to do. I guess the one option is for him to maybe build a mill on the berries, or of course the fastest source of food from a villager, besides Mongol hunt, shorefish. But I don't see an ideal location for a mill. Like here you can access 1 shorefish, the villagers have to run around this way. Normally you want to access 2 shorefish, but I don't see any good mill spots. So maybe he's going to double dock, and he's double docking here, and that's gonna maybe slow down his fishing ship production. As you can see, he wasn't creating one there. Melkor already was, but if you look at the vill difference, 18 for Melkor, 11 for Tatoh, as I'll slow it down. Melkor is on the shorefish here as well, and that's a better mill than what Tatoh can get. The deer are there, 2 shorefish. Just such a good map. You could even see another mill over in this location, accessing 2 shorefish and the deer. Because Melkor just has a great map for this. Mayans as well, so great economy. I'm probably going to speed it up a little bit, but I'm not going to quite do 75 speed. I don't want to go too fast. And Tatoh, speaking of Smarthy, Tato's doing the Smarthy trick with the houses, running around and building houses. But he's looking for resources. That's what he's looking for. And he's gonna find sheep now. And he's gonna probably try and wall in his opponent, and that's gonna be a really wise move. If he can wall in Melkor, then maybe he'll be okay and buy himself some time, get the fishing ships out. Rules of Lore, this did actually happen already. This is a cast of the final 2 games because they rescheduled them, and I was unable to cast them live. That's just gonna try and wall them in here. I think it's gonna do that because it doesn't look like Melkor is interested, or at least he doesn't see it. He definitely does not see that. And because I have the dashboard, I did not realize that Melkor's on the way up. So maybe I should go a little bit slower so I can kind of realize what's going on. I could definitely do it with the dashboard working, but it's not working. So there we go. Melkor's now in the feudal age, and Tato's still well in the dark age. How many fishing ships does he have? Well, he has 10, so he has 5 more. That's good for him. He's down 3 villagers though, and he's yet to click up, so he is way behind. But this is a good play from him to wall this off. Like, if he wins this, he wins the final. So he's gonna wall this off and just try and get the win here in game 6. Like the shorefish are being collected and see what's happening. I don't even know what's going on in my chat right now, so I'm not even gonna look at it. Not even gonna look at it. Bua is starting a war. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what Melkor's play is. But it looks like he's just gonna fast castle this one. He doesn't have stone, so if he wants to go with aggression, he's probably gonna go crossbow. He does maybe see this stone here? He does see this stone anyway. He's not going for a castle. He's gonna click up. So normally what you'd see is you see fire ships in the castle age, but he's gonna go with a fire galley and send that out. And those guys are quite tanky, as we've seen. I feel like fire galleys are now stronger than what galleys are, and you know, towers are stronger than anything else in existence. And you know, there's definitely things that need to be balanced, and I guess I'll discuss it here. Robo is, since we do have this patch on Boobly, Robo is planning on balancing many things, and there's actually an AOC zone post. And nobody actually, nobody 41, who I think casted 1 game with me on the YouTube and twice it's on the Twitch, 2 that's on the Twitch. He's really giving a lot of input on the balance, and as are a couple other players and people who are really involved in African kingdoms. So if you are upset by the balance issues, I wouldn't expect it on HD anytime soon. Hopefully HD just turns into this amazing platform tomorrow, but I wouldn't expect it. And so I would think about maybe using the African Kingdoms lobby, the extra balances on Voobly. That'd be pretty cool, I think, for everybody to be able to utilize. Right, so let's see. Let's see what's going to happen here. Right now, I'm expecting town centers more than anything from Melkor. I don't know, maybe he's going to go for a little bit of water control. He actually has that dock there with the fire galley, but no barracks, so that means he's probably not going to be going for the archery range to go crossbows. Meanwhile, Tatoh, he's just hit the feudal age. I did notice he has 2 villagers on gold out here, and if he loses those, it's going to be a huge pain. We'll see what Tato's play is, and he's 21 villagers, he's way behind, let's be honest, because Melkor's on the way up. Going with an archery range, and he's maybe going to try and fast castle this one. I don't know if you can call it fast. 17 minutes, and it's a player like Tatoh. He still hasn't clicked up. It's so bad. Like, this is a time for me if I have like 8 boars. Obviously, I'm kidding, but many of you might believe that and laugh at it. But anyway, enough of making fun of myself. Probably gonna see a barracks and then an up, but sorry, a blacksmith and then an up. I'm still very interested as to how Tatoh will fare without the resources he needs. It looks like he's losing some of his fishing ships now, and that's not going to be good for his food economy. You really need the fishing ships. He's going to need to make his own fire galleys, and it's going to be 2 versus 0 in this area. How's the sound for you guys? Because I feel like the game sound is very low, and I was just casting games and it wasn't so low, so I can always up the game sound if you'd like. I'm surprised Tatoh wasn't tempted to run in here and build a tower, though. I'm surprised Melkor hasn't been on stone. After watching the first 5 games, I would have thought we'd see some stone being collected by now, but we haven't. Tatoh's down here on the berries. Nobody can hear you, Tristan. Game sound is perfect. Ah, good to know, good to know. Alright, so... Fish ship's getting chased away from Tatoh. He's in a bad position. Look at the Vil count now. Melkor's on 3 TCs and he's 3 ahead, so... Obviously a huge advantage, and I think now we know Melkor's gonna have an advantage, but... We'll have to see what Tatoh's plan is, because he's gonna have to pull this back, and he's gonna have to pull it back with some type of aggression. And right now, he's lost his fishing ships, or some of them. He's gonna continue to lose them. Just very interested to see what his play will be. If you look at his resources, he has 1 range. He doesn't have a lot of gold, because he only has 3 on gold. He may be tempted to get a town center up over here just to secure that area, but that's gonna stall any aggression he has planned. Not looking good for Tatoh. I mean, it's gonna really be a miraculous win if he takes this game. Look at the build difference, just considering all the things that have been going on. But very good from Tatoh to bring this out. Did he dock over here? He did dock over here. He redocked over here so he can bring his fishing ships over, and he's gonna go with his own fire galley to take out some fishing ships, which is really nice. Look at that! Look at that! For a while, that fishing ship was not going down at all. I've seen that a couple times. Some weird things with this patch, and it might not even be the patch. It might just be African kingdoms in general. We might have just brought over African kingdoms problems like we did with the imbalances. But it's 39 vills to 25, 8 fishing ships to 1 range still for Tatoh. He hasn't gone for the next town center, and he's pushing for water control. Yes, of course, naturally he's gonna try and get his own fire galleys out. But I just don't know what he's planning on. He's put a town center up down there. And it's an okay position for him. It's not good if galleys do come out from Melkor, but since galleys are just not as good anymore, I don't think we're going to be seeing that. Plus in a 1v1, it's rarely seen. Is he going to go for another town center? I just don't know. There it is on that gold, and that's where I was expecting the TC to begin with. But the thing is, Tatoh cannot boom his way to victory here. He's going to be 20 vills down here in a second. He's only at 29. At this rate, Melkor's going to have twice the amount of villagers, and he's Mayans as well, which is a huge advantage. So we have 3 town centers, eventually a castle, I think, from Melkor. It's going to be going plumed archers. If plumed archers were to be here now, Tatoh would have to call the GG. There's nothing he could do about it. I mean, plumed archers could run in, off villagers, they're mobile, run around. Tatoh could maybe build some towers, but... Interesting that Melkor is unaware that he's been walled in. He's just now realizing that now. And if you look, he's trying to run villagers out to build an outpost, and he can't do that. He can't run this way either, because of the palisade walls. He was actually stuck in here. Until he gets maybe some plumed archers massed, a castle on that area, something. He's putting an outpost now. He's like, oh boy, this is not good. If a tower comes up in this area, that could be bad for me. And I think that could have been something Tatoh should have thought about, should have done maybe. I mean, it's just a small investment, and it could have had a large payoff just to push Melkor off this area. There's 2 golds and a wood line. But I think he knows his economy's in such a bad spot, he needs to get things rolling, so... That dock's gonna go down now, so that's good from Tatoh. He's actually been able to secure this area. Maybe just continue to pump fishing ships out as he builds another dock. Right here, still fire galleys trading blows, and unfortunately for Tatoh, he's not attacking with this one. That could have helped him keep that one alive. There's a siege workshop, and there's a tower from Tatoh. So that's the first tower. I saw on an AoC Zone post, it was Age of African Towers. And there's the first tower. and kind of expected, right? As the Mangonel's there, it looks like Melkor is actually trying to break his way out with these villagers. That would have been a good spot for a castle, to be honest. Like, I guess maybe he wants to build it more offensively, but I thought that would have been a good spot for a castle, protect the woodline and the golds. But he chose not to do that. Now Tats is going to continue to build more towers, and Melkor's got to be like, ugh, not this again, as he's running over to build his own, and that's a wise move here. Tats doesn't have fletching, no fletching then for Melkor, and he should be able to get this up. The Mangonel's going to come out and probably get a shot on these villagers, and big shot! One villager's gone down. We could see more go down here. Actually, Tato's committing more. One more's gone down. We could see one more go down. No, they're all in the tower now. But that's gonna give Melkor a little bit of time to jump in his tower, and that's good for him, but it's still gonna be quite difficult since these towers just very, very strong. Picking off the villager. There's two of them here as well, and I don't know if it's the wisest decision or the easiest thing to do to try and take these towers out with the Mangonel. Tato's running out again, but still it remains Melkor has not built a castle. I'm not sure why. It looks like he's losing some of his fire galleys to the town center, but I'm not sure why he hasn't built that castle. His villagers still here, not doing too much. As you can see, the Mangonel went down to the towers. His guard tower came in from Tatoh. The wise move. I wonder if we're gonna see that from Melkor. I'm gonna stay on the university. Oh, he's deleted the town center. He's going with a castle. I've had enough of this crap, says Melkor. I'm just gonna commit to a castle here. And obviously guard towers been kind of common in this tournament. Tatoh could continue to run around. He could delete his own walls and build more towers. That castle's good. It's definitely going to take those guard towers out. I wonder if guard tower is going to come in for Melkor. I'm not sure what his plan is with that. He could go for another castle now, but he's deleted the town center. And meanwhile, Tatoh, he's at 57 villagers. Melkor's at 81, so still Tato's well behind. But I think just because of the... I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit of exploration and military with the upgrades on the guard tower, things like that. That's why Tatoh has the score lead. But Melkor's got to be a little bit scared now. I mean, he's received some pressure. He's lost a Mangonel, a villager or two. He doesn't have much space. If you look, he's just cramped in this area, and that's never a good position. And he's running out here now, and there's a guard tower, and I don't know about this. This is never good. Like, at this level, you can go attack the tower, but then they'll just build another one, and a knight's probably going to come out, and this is just not what Melkor needs. He's sending out the Mangonel. Tatoh has a scout there. I wonder if Tato's going to send out a knight as well. We'll see if enough repairs come in. I'm expecting a knight in this area. Oh, it's a camel, actually. He's not going with a knight. That's a very interesting decision. And the repairs are still coming in. Tato's probably going to try and build another tower right there. And there you go. He has to repair it, though. And there's the camel. The Mangonels, I actually think now Tatoh might not have the time. What are the Mangonels doing? They have to attack. Have to attack that tower. Maybe the villagers just run away and have the Mangonels attack that tower with one shot. Tatoh, he needs to repair that now, and the plumed archers are there, and the plumed archers are going to push those villagers away, and that's exactly what Tatoh did not want. It's just so difficult to cast this. Like, how do you cast a Trush? It's similar to casting... I'm not sure how you cast a Trush, especially when the repairs are coming in. Similar to casting a Monk War, when they're converting monks and such. Like, you can't convert it. You're just like... With crossbows and Mangonels, you can say, oh, this is about to happen, or this might happen. But you can't get excited or predict what's going to happen in these other situations, and you're often wrong. I mean, with me, if someone trushes me, I can predict I'm gonna die, but apart from that, yeah, it's very, very difficult. Castle's there in a good position for Melkor, and I think now he's kind of locked down the areas he needed to, and he can get up to Imp if he needs to shortly. I guess the question is, what should he go with? I've yet to see Eagles against guard towers and keeps. I know that the towers are more OP now, but I would imagine the Eagles would be quite strong still, obviously, considering they're good against arrows. And oh man, that's not going to be good for you, Melkor. You need to go away from that area. Committing so many to that outpost probably wasn't the best decision anyway. He probably wanted to build another castle. But plumed archers, I imagine, aren't the best decision. He's on the way up to the Imperial Age. Maybe going, if he has the economy, Trebs with the castles, and then eagles. But you need a lot of food economy for eagles. And not to mention gold as well. I don't think gold will be an issue for him, but certainly right now his economy is a bit imbalanced. But Tato's still in this game. He's at 75 bills. I think he can hold off for now. We might see rams come in from Melkor because that's a good thing against these towers. And a little bit faster than the Trebs. But the plumed archers have yet to run right by the towers and tried to raid, and I think they're going to do that now. They might just run right around. Elite skirmishers just come in from Tatoh, and he's going to just push that away now. Melkor has no way of knowing what is behind these towers. Looks like that castle. Gonna fire upon the skirmishers. Pretty good from Tatoh now. I mean, he's running here now with skirmishers. He's deleted his walls. Just keep in mind, he was like 20 vills down at one point, and he wasn't really doing much. Now he's doing an awful lot, and he's 20 vills down. Still has 6 fishing ships more. There's none for Melkor. That Mangonel is probably going to fire upon his skirms, which is not going to be good for them, but he's doing a good job. He's causing problems for his opponent. That's exactly what you need to do. I am expecting a lot of castles from Melkor and Trebs, though. He has enough stone to build 2 more castles, and he has enough to build a Treb right away out of the ones he already has. And, oh gosh, what is this? What is this? Mangonel's coming across, firing upon Tato's tower. Tato's trying to get a guard tower up on the wood line. This is actually really crucial, because that's an important wood line. All those villagers are weak because of the Mangonel Melkor. He almost killed his own villagers. This is awkward, but I actually think it's going to work out for Melkor once he gets his tower up. That tower will go down from Tatoh. Interestingly enough, there's 2 skirmishers here, but it should go down to the tower. Messy, but good reaction from Melkor. He actually doesn't have guard tower, so that's interesting. And he's losing a lot of these vills. They're just melting, but once the Trebs come out, he should be okay. That's pretty nice for him, and he has 3 Trebs on the way. More towers from Tatoh. We haven't said that much, and just look at these villagers are just going down so fast. They were weak, but I mean, oh man, it's just insane. 7+6 attack. Towers are going to continue to walk in, and this is exactly what Tatoh needs to do. He needs to just starve his opponent of resources. But I don't think we're going to see eagles at all from Melkor. I think we're going to see Trebs. It's just going to push back all these towers. And maybe in the meantime, he's going to try and get farms up so he can go with the eagles, but he could just add a ton of Trebs and put some plumes in front of it and maybe a Mangonel or 2 and I think be okay, because Tato's only offensive pressure has been with towers. He has elite skirms, but that's not offensive pressure. I think Tato's kind of expecting that type of a push as he's making some battering rams. He's on his way up to the Imperial Age. He's making a lot of skirms. Now, plumes get all the upgrades. They're not too bad for skirms, but it's never ideal, so it'd be great to get out a couple Mangonels or some eagles, but I just don't think that Melkor has the economy for eagles. But look how many Trebs he does have. He's gonna definitely take out these guard towers, but it will take some time. Like, just question what Tato's play is now. He's gonna go for rams and skirmishers, and the perfect counter to that is eagles, or even the Mangonels could get some good shots. And Melkor could go Onager right now against what Tatoh is doing, and that'd be a fine move. But I did notice he does have Bracer on his plumed archers. And he just did get guard tower as well, just to hold this area. There's 2 golds and the wood line. That gold there is going to be important for him as well. Tatoh has a ton of stone himself. I'm guessing he's going to continue to build towers. I'm guessing he's going to get the keep upgrade. Two Mangonels here from Melkor. He's going to have probably 4 traps. I assume he's continuing to make more. Oh, I lied. He's not making any more. So there's going to be 3 traps. 3 Mangonels, actually. Running around with the plumed archers, and plumed archers just so fast are able to do this. And he's got to be careful, though, because he's running a lot of these plumed archers into skirms. He's going to waste all of them at this rate. And that's not good for him, but I don't think that's the biggest loss. He still has a large economic advantage. He still has a military advantage. And Tatoh, keep in mind, he doesn't have any gold back here. So if he loses this gold, it's GG for his gold, and he's got to hold it. So he's building guard towers. Can he hold against 3 Mangonels, plumed archers, soon to be 4 Trebs? When this Treb converges, more Mangonels could come in. Now the map generation is hurting Tatoh once again. For Tatoh to take this to 43 minutes, it's really impressive though. I'm really surprised he took it this long, but then again, Melkor just boomed up a little bit. And it looks like that archery range is going to go down. Plumed archers continuing to come in. Adding in the plumed archers, of course, wise. In case anything comes out, like knights or something. But I'm just not sure. I'm just waiting for a move from Tatoh. I don't think he can make a move. Going with capped rams, he's pushing them down here. The Mangonel, and that Mangonel would be really nice if it was walled. That Mangonel's walled in. It can deal with the skirmishers, and it can deal with the capped rams. But still, if Tatoh pushes in a little bit in this area, I don't think he's going to be able to hold the push. And this is the real bad area for him. Keep has now been researched from Melkor, so he's actually the first to research Keep. These villagers going to be pushed off gold, and it looks like the Mangonel's going to push forward now with the Trebs, and just not good for Tatoh. I think this is near the end for him, to be completely honest. He's going for a castle in the back. But if he doesn't have the gold, what is he going to do except skirms? Skirms can't deal with the Mangonels. He needs gold for the capped rams. He can sell for a while, but it's not going to be ideal. This has been walled off with fortified wall. Melkor just playing it safe. Actually, a couple of those rams very low on HP anyway. And there's the Mangonel shot. He's actually gone for bombard cannons. I saw. Yeah, there you go. Bombard cannon. And he's picked off 2 of them, so that's a really nice move from him. But can he hold off with just bombard cannons? Bombard cannons are so expensive. Losing some skirmishers there. And if the skirmishers go down, the plumed archers can run in. I think Melkor's tempted to run in. I think he knows the situation that Tatoh's in. He's going to run in and pick that off. Can he get that one as well? He's losing a lot of his plumes. It's being repaired. I don't think he's going to get that one. I was a surprising commit from Melkor. I'm really surprised he ran in there like that. Look how many villagers here from Tatoh. He knows he needs to commit to this area. He knows he needs to hold it, but that's going to go down now, and a villager went down as well. Castle, the 3 Trebs. That's probably a goner after the next volley. It is a goner after the next volley, actually. And Tatoh's just continuing to lose, continuing to get pushed back, but he's going to continue to fight. That's for sure. I'm really disappointed we haven't seen eagles. I mean, I understand because of the lack of food, maybe, the lack of resources, but I am really disappointed we haven't seen eagles. The eagles would have been the perfect move against the skirmishers, the bombard cannons, the rams. He's continuing to make plumed archers. Oh, there we go. There's onager. That's actually really nice. I mentioned that earlier. But still, now the onagers can get picked off by the bombard cannons. Oh, but they're all both getting in so close here. And oh man, Tatoh's gonna be so disappointed with himself here. Oh man, it's so bad. Melkor's gonna kill everything, and oh, that's such a huge loss. Such a huge loss. That's so unlike Tatoh. And there's the GG. Just rubbing some salt in the wound there, really. I mean, that was, I think, over at that point because Tatoh didn't have the gold, but salt in the wound, man. Salt in the wound. Tatoh losing those units at the end, that just hurt. And we're gonna have to see how this game 7 goes for this final. I'm really excited. So, real quick, before we I actually don't know. I'm going to be completely honest. Before we go to Game 7, I'm reading the chat now. People are saying towers don't work in Age of African... Eagles don't work against towers in Age of African Kingdoms. I'd mentioned that might have been the case, but I wasn't certain. So, if I were to be playing, for example, I'm going to ask you guys... if I were to go with El Dorado, Mayan Eagles, you're saying that keeps would shred them still? I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm asking if you guys have actually, seen this. Not that they get shredded, but that they wouldn't be effective, of course. I'll ask you guys. I think towers are obviously the issue. It's not that the Eagles need buff, but heaps with arrow slits will shred everything. Okay. I'll take a quick look at the achievements. Military stats. Tatoh is actually in the lead, but in the end, he just didn't have the map control, didn't have the resources he needs. Look at the gold difference there. Credit to Tatoh for doing what he could do with that map, though, guys. I mean, absolutely incredible stuff from him. If you just figure in that he didn't have any gold piles on his side of the map. He ended up securing, like, what, 2 or 3 at some point? Well played from him. I'll change the scores. Yeah, Horseshoe, the dashboard doesn't work.